Hi guys, good morning. Today we will going to learn one chapter. It's a Madam Rides the Bus. Writer of the Valli Kannam. Before the lesson, we will see the introduction. In this, the sensitive story. An 8-year-old girl first bus journey into the world outside her village is also her induction into the mystery of life and death. She sees the gap between our knowing that there is a death and our understanding of it. Part first, there was a girl named Valli Mai who was called Valli for short. She was 8 years older and very curious about things. Her favorite pastimes was standing in the front doorway of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no payments of her own age of her street, and this was about all she had to do. There was 8 years old girl, her name of the Valimai, but everyone called in short Valli. She always watching that the street, whatever happened on that the street. There were no her any friend, and she always was alone to watch that the street. But for Valli, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate game other children played. Watching the street game, her many new unusual experiences. She was standing alone in a front door and enjoy each and every moment. And then she watched that the street game, many unusual experiences she has got it. The most fascinating thing so all was the bus that traveled between her village and her nearest town. It passed through her street each hour, once going to town and once coming back. The sight of the bus filled each time with a new set of passengers was a source of the unending joy for Valli. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Wally would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Their faces would kindle in her a longings dream and hopes. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and ride to describe the sight of the town to her, Wally would be too jealous to listen and would shout. In English, proud, and neither she nor her friend really understood the meaning of word, but they used it often as a slang expressions of disapproval. Day after day, she watching that the bus and one things creating her mind and crept into her head. She want to wish to ride on that the bus one day. That wish also becomes stronger and stronger until the overwhelming desire. Then after that, the bus stopped and the street of the corner. There, the face would the kindle of the her longest dream and the hopes. That is a wish converted into that the dreams and the hope. And then after that, her friends happened to the ride that bus tried to the describe the sight of the town on to her. Then Wally would be too jealous to listen what would be short in English. It is a feel proud to her. Neither she nor her friends really understood that the meaning of the word, and then she used to often her slang expression to the disapproval. Over many days and months, Valli listened carefully to conversation between her neighbors and people who gradually used the bus, and she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paise one way, which is almost nothing at all. She heard one well dressed man say, but to Wali, who scarcely saw that the much money from one month to the next. It seemed a fortune. The trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed at her seat and paid another 30 paise, she could return home on the same bus. This meant that she could take the once o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45 and be back home by about 2:45. Many days and months, Valli listened carefully that the conversation between that the neighbors and people regularly. She want to that the ride on that the bus, and for that the intention she want to come and go from that the same bus. For that the intention she want some passes, that is the 30 paise for that the riding of the bus. But she heard about it well the dress man say, but the Wali, who scarcely sat, saw that the money from that the month and the next seemed the fortune. Then the trips of the town to 35 say 35 45 minutes, then the reaching town. If the state of the her seat and the paid another 30 paise, she could return home and the same bus. On and on went her thought as she calculated, as recalculated, planned and replanned.